Well, hey there, art community. My name is Kita, and welcome to my art channel. If you don't know me, I did this really cool analysis on Genshin Impact character design and did a short challenge based on their art style. After that, I kind of disappeared for a while because I was taking some art classes to improve my foundation in structure and anatomy. I learned a lot from those classes, but the artist that really helped propel my progress is a well-known artist in this community named Cosmic Spectrum. If you have some time, check out her channel. It's full of really good content. Anywho, I found this really cool reference photo on Pinterest and decided to use it to make some fantasy art. Now, when I watch Cosmic Spectrum, I noticed she uses a Copic marker to lay down her base sketch for her drawings before inking. After I tried it out a few times, I actually liked it a lot and incorporated it into my drawing habits. In actuality, I think I know why this works for me. I think before, when I was chicken scratching the base sketch and then sketching over that in a new layer, I think it made the base sketch so messy. I couldn't figure out what to line art and what to leave out. And this way it's clear, it's easy, and my brain knows what the next step is, and there's no confusion whatsoever. This character needs a name, guys. I'm really terrible with names, so if you can think of a really cute name for this character, write it in the comments down below. I'm curious to see what you guys come up with. If you guys have problems coming up with realistic features like antlers, my best suggestion is to go on Pinterest. Pinterest has it all. Reference photos, pictures of antlers, anything to make your art look the best that it can be. Use Pinterest. That's my biggest tip. For those of you that are curious, my weapon of choice for digital art is my iPad. The program that I use on my iPad is Procreate. I've been a fan of Procreate ever since it came out, and I've been using it ever since. Now, do I do traditional art? Only in my sketchbooks. I know this sounds really cheesy that a lot of companies and people are trying to be sustainable or whatever, but I kind of agree with them. So instead of going through paper and wasting paper, well, not really wasting because you're learning as you're drawing on paper, but for me, I don't want to waste paper. I don't want to have to buy sketchbooks with paper. So most of the time that I'm doing warm-ups, exercises, or anything like that, straight in Procreate. When I'm trying to do a finished piece, straight into Procreate. That way, I feel like I'm leaving less of a carbon footprint on the world. That's just me, that's my opinion. If you like traditional art, you like the feel of pencils and pen on paper, to each his own. But for me, gotta leave a smaller digital footprint. So always gonna be digital, 100%. One of the reasons why I never really liked my art and why it looks so flat and unappealing is because I never really paid attention to my line art and line weight. Those are very important. Line weight is how thick your lines are in some areas, how thin they are in others, and it just makes your piece look so much more cohesive and that much more beautiful. If you're curious to know, the brush that I'm using is a textured brush that's not actually for inking. It's for letterers, people that do lettering, like fancy lettering, calligraphy and things like that. I got the brush from a letterer on Instagram. I can't remember if it was iPad lettering or someone like that, but it was a brush pack that I bought. And the brush that I'm using is called Old Crusty Brush. I found that a couple of YouTubers on YouTube use a texture brush to do their line art also, and they use a texture brush called Chalkboard. And once I saw them use that brush, I liked it too, so something else I incorporated into my art habits. This is how the brush originally looked, and I'm gonna zoom in or make the brush bigger so you can see how beautiful this texture is. And then this is how I kind of pimped it out for my needs as an artist. Never be afraid to use Procreate's tools like Liquify. See right here, I used Liquify because I felt like her head was a little too wide and it needed to be pushed in a little bit. So I used the push function in the Liquify to make that look the way I wanted. I'll be the first to admit, I am really crappy at coming up with colors for characters. So what do I use? My favorite weapon, Pinterest. What I did here was I looked up some earthy tones, you know, because I wanted her to be like this like fawn-ish type person, so I wanted her to have some earthy tones. So I looked up some earthy color palettes on Pinterest, and this is the one I used. Actually, I think it was the perfect choice. It looks great on her, and I'm glad I picked it. If you are a beginning artist, novice artist, and you're trying to dabble into shading and lighting, the best thing to do is to copy the shading and the lighting that's in your reference photo. It's already been done for you, so don't hurt yourself trying to figure out like, how does this look, or how does that look, or trying to buy a 3D software to figure out lighting. Like, all that's fine and dandy, but if you're using a reference photo, the work's already been done for you. So just go with that. And the more you practice shading and lighting with reference photos, the more you're gonna figure out like, oh, I've done 3 photos like this and I know how the lighting looks, or, oh, I know when the light hits your nose, it has this, you know, highlight on it, or the chin always has a highlight in this photo. So the more you do it, the more you get better at it. For those of you that are watching and drawing along with me, I'm going to do a side-by-side of the reference photo against what I'm doing currently, so you can kind of see like what I'm taking from the photo, what I'm leaving out, and all that good stuff. Okay, I feel like I've been talking way too much in this video, so I'm going to just shut up and let you guys see me finish it. If you've been drawing along with me, thank you so much. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I'm new. I could use the boost in the YouTube algorithm. Let me know what you think of this drawing in the comments below. If you're a professional and you're watching this, let me know what I could do better, what I'm doing wrong, or a tip that would help me out in the future. I'm all about sharing and helping others in the community, and that would just make my day. Thanks.